It's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. Off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Hello there.
Ọ̀rẹ́ ara lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun Live. Please read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well, just as much as you can. Then share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Maiyegun today. I say to you, brother, the African Wahala. Tell everybody that Maiyegun today. We will be going to Burkina Faso today because they speak French. It make it less interesting or make it more like for Nigerians who are disinterested in what is really going on in that axis. We will speak more about that today. And the young man, 36-year-old Ibrahim Traore, you need to hear him. Lucky you, those of you who have been really up to date and following things. Some new leadership, I imagine, from Africa, and this guy seems to be topping the charts. So much. There is also a rukudinyo going on all over the social media because of David Hundeyin's interview. Shall speak a bit about that too. So Motide, good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. And thank you for joining me. It is brunch time with Maiyegun. Yeah, we are starting late, but it's gonna be worth it. Now, to those of you who have been, to those of us who have been following this development in Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and some of the Sahel states and their political upheavals with their colonial masters, especially that of Burkina Faso. These West African countries are mostly considered insignificant. In fact, the deluded Nigerians sort of look at them that way too. Like, what do they have to offer? Not many actually knew that the Western world that you are looking out there, they are surviving on the back of these millions of people who are pretty much like slaves to the Western world. While this generation after generation continue to endure, it seems that the generation of Traore and people, like him, they were biding their time. 2 years ago, a young man took over government of Burkina Faso, among other coups that have been happening. He was 34 years old. He was part of the presidential guard team and all that, protecting the elite that traded their own country for the plate of porridge. Now, it was expected to be another dictator, a young man who probably dreams of owning the whole world and all that. But he chose different. And somehow, they turned what was supposed to be a coup to actually national revolution. And less has been really said about them. The most news you hear about them is that there was a coup, they're fighting France or telling France to leave and all that. It is deeper than that. And I'm actually happy to share some of them with you today. I've got clips, all right, just to kind of cement the needed info that should be out there, okay? And then the man himself, the guy himself, is now 36 years old. Yeah, he's a years old man, the youngest leader of any country in the world, Ibrahim Traore. Now, there are younger people in Nigeria, including myself, which is pretty much older than him, right, who are living under what it is pretty much pronounced now that the Western imperialism and the way they see Africa. There is a young man that actually is in a position of power, making a lot of difference under this Western sanctioned, control. He still manages, right, to push, like is someone who, after listening to him a few times, and mostly his recent speech, is a guy that seems to be like, though he's young, but he's so intelligent. And when I talk about intelligence is understanding the world around you. This is somebody who actually understands the concept of the type of independence granted Africa and how the world sees us and treats us, and why that has to stop in a very clear, unambiguous language. So I'm going to share that with you. And that is what I call intelligence. Okay? So he has shown a lot enough that with him, as you know, as a member of the trio countries of the Sahel that just formed an alliance just a few days ago, you can really tell there is actually something on the horizon for Africa. And you should know about it than other, maybe other, you know, defeatist agendas that or propagandas that are mostly out there, the ones that make it look like it is never going to happen, or it's just a matter of time, and all other kind of insinuation and all that. So I want you to listen a little bit to him. But before we kind of listen, a few recap of what these guys are kind of projecting. In the last 2 years, they've managed to understand their place in the world. They are no longer listening to what the world says about them. Now they know themselves, and they actually want the world to see them for who they are, not as the world sees them. It's incredible, right? So when they chased out their elites, especially from Mali, Niger, and this Burkina Faso, they decided to turn what was a coup to a revolution, a national revolution, right? Now, knowing and understanding their place in the world, chasing and continue to chase away those who have enslaved them, because that's what he said. He said, Africa is the colony of slaves that must be fed, slaves that can't take care of themselves, slaves that don't even know what they want. He said that's exactly how the West sees Africa, and he is so right. The West doesn't see Africa or the entire continent as a place of partnership. It is a colony of slaves. They have so much, but the people, they have no idea what they want. So we need to help them. We need to feed them. We need to guide them. That's how they see us. That's how they see us, and that's how they treat us. If you want to change that, if you want to make them stop seeing you that way, then you have to also stop the way you treat yourself. So what did they do? They expected their brothers from the other part of Africa to join them, right? But they won't. They are puppets. So these three guys came together, valued themselves, and realized that they could actually be one of the richest countries, or the richest countries in the world, if they set their priority right and stop the pillaging and the stealing. Then form a sort of a trade union, whereby they will be trading with themselves. One common currency from among these countries, hearing of their own resources in rebuilding themselves, including becoming a nuclear-powered region, a nuclear-powered bloc. These are ambitious things that have gotten so many African leaders killed. And that is why when you see people outside looking inside of what is going on in this part, they kind of have, they are expecting, they are Africans, so they are expecting that they should have their own. Once the West, once this and that, once they are ready, they will crush them. Sort of. They are very ambitious. And you need to know about that. Whatever you are tolerating in your country, Whatever they are telling you about them, I know a lot of Africans actually admires them. But beyond the fancy words, beyond all of, what do you call it, look good things you've heard about them, there's actually a chance for you to understand deeper what is really going on in that place. And that's what we're going to do. Okay? There is, what do you call it? One second. Let me quickly check something. Right. So I'm going to start with what has it been like in the last 2 years of this guy in the impoverished West African country, Burkina Faso, a mineral resources rich country, but so depleted, right, by France and their allies. And they were left with nothing. 2 years ago, they decided to go after their elites that actually allowed that. And 2 years after, he has made a name for himself as an emerging young African leader that deserves, right, not just to be heard, not just to listen to, but to be supported, no matter what you are being told about them. There are many. They told you democracy is what you want, but they gave you democracy that you have no power to even choose your leaders. Your elections are rigged in such a way that rogues, criminals, treasury looters are using democracy to impoverish the people, deplete their countries. That's what the West wants. But what does the people of Burkina Faso want? Here is Ibrahim Traore. And let's give the credit for these clips. Special job. The credit for these clips goes to the Uplift Africa. There is a channel that is beaming their searchlight on what is really going on in these francophone African countries, especially the trio of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic, that the world has been waiting for to fall after all their sanctions. Rather than them falling, they are turning the tide in a very big, ambitious way. So Uplift Africa owns the credit to these clips, just for educational purposes. Sit back. Let's go take a look.
At a remarkably young age of just 35 years as of 2024, Ibrahim Traore is one of the world's youngest head of state. Yet, this has not deterred him from his unyielding commitment to enhance Burkina Faso. He has already demonstrated his unwavering determination to tackle obstacles and implement the changes he deems essential for the country's progress. His enthusiasm to bring about positive transformation is truly remarkable. He has been in power for just over a year, but has already come up with many projects for Burkina Faso, and has also continued with some of the projects he met, and that will be our focus in today's video. We are going to be showing you some of the major construction and development projects Ibrahim Traore is undertaking, and which of these projects have already been realized so far. Project number 1. The construction of the Ouagadougou Airport. The government of Burkina Faso, led by President Ibrahim Traore, is currently undertaking a major project that is sure to have a significant impact on the country's economy. The construction of a brand new airport in Ouagadougou. To finance this massive undertaking, Traore's administration has secured loans totaling a whopping $61.8 million from both the West African Development Bank and the ECOWAS Bank. This project is expected to cost over $420 million and should be completed by 2024. Perhaps most excitingly, the construction of this new airport is expected to generate over 5,000 new jobs for the people of Burkina Faso. Once the new airport is up and running, it will make it much easier for people and goods to move into and out of the country. This, in turn, is expected to attract new businesses and investment, which should have a positive impact on the economy as a whole. With a terminal building that can handle up to 1.5 million passengers per year, this new airport is sure to be a major asset for the country in the years to come. Project number 2, the construction of a gold refinery. On November 23, 2023, Burkina Faso's president, Ibrahim Traoré, laid the foundation stone for the country's first gold refinery. The facility, developed in partnership with Morena Gold, a local gold company, will have an annual refining capacity of 150 tons and is expected to create 100 direct jobs and over 5,000 indirect jobs. The refinery will also house a jewelry store. The move towards local processing of gold is a growing trend in African mining countries, with Mali also considering the construction of a gold refinery. Project number 3, modernization of all roads in the country. Despite being one of the poorest countries in Africa, Burkina Faso is making strides towards improving its road infrastructure. Ibrahim Traoré, the current leader, is continuing the efforts of his predecessors by investing in road construction and rehabilitation projects. These projects aim to enhance the quality and connectivity of the country's road network, involving the construction of new roads, widening of existing ones, and upgrading of gravel roads to paved surfaces. The importance of cross-border roads cannot be overstated, as they facilitate regional trade and connect Burkina Faso with neighboring countries. The Ouagadougou-Djibasso Highway, a significant road infrastructure project, is set to be completed this year. This 343 kilometers highway will link the capital city of Ouagadougou to the Djibasso region in the northern part of the country. Other notable road projects include the Ouagadougou-Kaya Highway and the Ouagadougou-Zanire Highway. The government of Burkina Faso is also planning to construct new roads and rehabilitate existing ones in the rural areas. Such efforts will undoubtedly improve the quality of life for the inhabitants of these regions, making their daily lives safer and more comfortable. The transformation of Burkina Faso's road infrastructure is a significant milestone in the country's development, and its citizens are overjoyed to witness these changes. The Zagtouli Solar Park. Since President Traoré took office, there has been a surge in renewable energy projects, with a particular focus on solar energy due to the country's abundant sunlight. One notable success story is the Zagtouli Solar Power Plant, which boasts an impressive capacity of 33 megawatts. Burkina Faso is also exploring the potential of biomass and biogas projects that utilize agricultural waste for energy production. These initiatives are a step towards reducing the country's reliance on fossil fuels, mitigating climate change, and fostering sustainable economic growth. Burkina Faso is committed to achieving its renewable energy targets and paving the way for a brighter, greener future. The Samandeni Dam. Rising on the Comoé River near the border with Côte d'Ivoire, the Samandeni Dam project symbolizes both the hopes and hurdles faced by Burkina Faso. Decades in the making, this large-scale initiative aims to provide hydropower, irrigation, and improved water access, potentially transforming the region. After years of delays and challenges, the dam nears completion, with an expected inauguration in 2024. When Ibrahim Traoré assumed the presidency of Burkina Faso in September 2022, the Samandeni Dam project was nearly 70% complete. Traoré has made it clear that finishing the project is a top priority for his government, and he has taken swift action to ensure its timely completion. By allocating additional resources and urging contractors to expedite their work, Traoré aims to bring the benefits of the dam to the people of Burkina Faso as soon as possible. Once finished, the Samandeni Dam will provide irrigation to over 100,000 hectares.
There is more. But at least, just so you know that it is not about the videos of him or the videos of them marching all the time, seeing him waving at the crowd and all that. That's all they are doing. These guys are trying to get themselves back after decades of exploitation, decades of spreading and managing poverty by those who were supposed to be the West, whose companies I mean, they were taking all their resources and they never really invested or, set up any of those manufacturing companies. I'm sorry, refining factories to refine those resources in Burkina Faso, create jobs for their people. They never did. It was all about take the resources and ship them out. Take the resources and ship them out. Electricity was pretty much like, and they have all the resources to do that. Now, you see what they are doing when he's investing in solar power, solar electricity, and then, investing in the dam, hydroelectricity, and all of that. You see, the same similar thing is going on in Mali. It's going on in Niger Republic. They are trying now to kind of create their own independence in a way that if they have anybody to depend on, it will be themselves. There is this long watch I want you to listen to. Same thing from the... I'm going to continue that video you watched of what they are doing. I actually want you to listen to him addressing some Africans who returned back to Africa. Yeah, because they have heard a lot and they wanted to support or help, according to them. Now, he spoke about what he felt or how he believes the West actually sees Africa and why Africa should see themselves even like you have to see yourself better than how the world sees you. But you need to first understand how they see us. And I kind of agree with him. So here, Uplift Africa clip as well. The credit for this video also goes to them as well, right? Quite an interesting speech. Also very much interesting watch. Now listen to the guy talk.
This continent has suffered so much and continues to suffer because of imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind. Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them. Our lands belong to them. Our subsoil belongs to them. They have never been able to change the logic until today. This is deplorable. But how do they proceed? Unfortunately, it is since the 1960s that these 6,000 acres of independence have been given to Africa. They have just placed local valets at the head, according to them, of their sub-prefecture to be able to continue to feed them. These local valets, which we are going to call today the slaves of Salon, have other goals. They want to live like the master, to satisfy the master, and to do everything that the master dictates to them. They steal, they plunder our states, they bring everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like the master and always satisfy him. Do you know who these slaves of Salon are? Well, we are going to explain to you what they are. They are individuals who have no dignity, who have no morals, who have no personality. But the master slave has always known how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brother, to satisfy the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us to the benefit of their master. These individuals continue, against all odds, to help the master plunder Africa. They like to say it every year. In their economic polls, Burkina is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say. But when the time has come to take responsibility, we have asked this master to leave the place. Why don't they want to leave? Lorsque nous prenons le cas du Niger, depuis plus de 40 ans, When we take the case of Niger, for more than 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy at home. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are illuminated. It is the light. But in Niger, it is the darkness that has served us. When you go to our states, our soils are full of precious metals, such as gold. But often there is not even the slightest road accessible to reach the areas where they exploit gold, even less certain basic social services. This is why we have decided to revolt and take the fate of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples, but when we decided so, we were approached by some saloon slaves to pass on the message of their master. Because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the heads of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it is inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to enter the ranks to make the elite leave that must lead Africa. Because they have an elite formed and formatted that must follow, that is embedded in this chain. We refused to enter their ranks. And then the hostilities began. They have sent several mercenaries and trainers to our area. The agents have descended into the Sahel to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our people, hoping to revolt them. In addition to these attacks on the ground, the attacks on communication, manipulation, and disinformation are full in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and we will never be able to be manipulated again. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake, and people are fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being fought. This will never make us cry. We will not tremble. We will fight. We will fight for real independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of the Sahel, these individuals have only 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local values are only elected in a democratic, free and transparent process according to their values. What is more normal, that we want to impose this on ourselves, because it is they who dictate the rules. Very well, we have decided to take responsibility. Do you know why on June 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the slaves of Salon and their masters got on the big horses? They put their local values forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to take up arms against Niger will face us. Because we will wage a merciless war until the last drop of blood for anyone who dares to attack our states. This word, this decision we made yesterday, is current today and will be current tomorrow and forever. Thus, we acquired the AES on September 16, 2023, in a mutual defense architecture. But we felt it necessary to extend and therefore enlarge the AES architecture. What brings us together today must allow us to go to other areas in addition to defense, including finance and economy, infrastructure, health, education. In short, I pass.
Je souhaite donc que ces moments soient pour nous une histoire.
So I hope that this moment will be for us a story that we will write for the AES, but especially for Africa and for the whole world.
Que Dieu illumine tout un chacun de nous.
May God illuminate each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks that are entrusted to us. And above all, that when we do all our work, that we have in mind only one thing:
l'intérêt suprême de nos populations.
The supreme interest of our people. On this, we pray once again, good God, that He accompanies us all in our different tasks. That He protects our fighters, who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and exchange about the future of our states. So be grateful once again, Nigerian people. Be united and united, people of the AES, the homeland or death.
I'm not crying. Now sand enter my eyes. That is a 35 going to 36-year-old young man who spoke so clearly, right? Enough for everyone who listened to that to kind of feel like that's a leader talking. He said they would die. And that's why he told them, you remember, when Nigeria was preparing to attack Niger Republic, it was him and the other guy from Mali who said, try it. If you attack Mali, we will mobilize. We will attack Benin Republic. We will attack Côte d'Ivoire. We will attack some of this neighboring countries. Then Nigeria, we will collaboratively attack everywhere. It's going to be like African World War. And they meant it. And that was what pushed everybody back and said, you know what? He said the word of these colonizers are always democracy, human rights, democracy, human rights. But yet they watch their puppets in all these supposed democratic country turn guns on their citizens whenever they press for their rights, human rights. The West watches these criminals turn their guns on their citizens, jail them, and all of this, disobey their court, but the West look away. They said, no, we're not going to impose that on ourselves anymore. You come for one of us, you're coming for all of us. That's some drive. You tell me about it. And it's very clear. It's not about himself. He said, we have been robbed for so long. Listen, he said, these African countries, so Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, what we read about them in our current affairs, they've always been ranked as the poorest country in the world. The poorest country in the world. They constantly make you leave. Now you don't want to leave. You are harming terrorists to kill local people so that you can turn them against these people and maybe, get some of others you can arm to overthrow them and impose your puppet in them. You said they are the poorest countries in the world. What are you doing in the poorest country in the world? Niger is the poorest. Burkina is poorest. Mali is the poorest. What are you doing in the poorest country? Because they are taking their uranium, taking some of their mineral resources to illuminate their own countries. All this power we are enjoying here, some of them are coming from all these African countries. But guess what? Where they are coming from? Where all these resources that they are using to beautify all these places, power all these industries in this Western world, where these resources are coming from are in darkness. Come on, that's not fair. And they were allowed to do this for decades. Until some are now saying that we are not saying you shouldn't take them. Listen, we can't use all of them. Africa can't use all these resources. The world needs these resources. Fine. Then you have to deal with us on a pedestal of respect. You have to respect people who have the resources you need. You don't treat us like the colony of slaves. Unfortunately, we have puppets all over Africa, making the slavery more or less like us being, we should be grateful. So a lot of people are, a lot of these, citizens from all these oppressed African countries, right? Some of them are watching with keen interest, and they are like, you don't understand. They will soon kill him. We hope they don't assassinate him. Don't think like that. Instead of thinking of how powerful the West will want to destroy that young man, how about you are entertaining in your head, right? How that young man must be supported. They don't speak English, and I give that beautiful credit to Uplift Africa, YouTube, and then X for that great job. Because now that means it can reach other audience across Africa to let you know that the bubble you are living in your country, the fear you are living through in your country, the criminals that are telling you that if you ask for anything right is a threat to national security. They are the threat to national security. They are the threat to your lives. Things are happening in other African countries, and you need to know about them. Let's watch the rest of that video of what other things he is kind of doing as at last year, 2023, a year after he took over and chased away their elites. The ones that want to look like their slave masters. They want to dress like their slave masters. They want to live in big fancy houses like their slave masters. They want to display opulence. They want to, you know what I mean? They want to eat at the fancy restaurant like their slave masters. They want to buy their own private jet like their slave masters. They want to travel all over the world and appear like royals, plunderers, thieves. And those are the people that are promoting democracy, human rights, democracy, human rights. But see what they are doing to you with your democracy and human rights. And see where the West is looking at. Let's watch the rest of that clip quickly. After you go say make
1,000 hectares of land, greatly boosting agricultural production and improving food security throughout the country. Furthermore, the dam will generate electricity, reducing Burkina Faso's reliance on imported energy and providing a reliable source of water. This essential infrastructure project will also create job opportunities for locals, which is why Traoré has made it one of his administration's top priorities. The Ouagadougou High-Speed Train Project. The Ouagadougou High-Speed Train is a railway project that aims to link the capitals of Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast over a distance of 1,150 kilometers. It will reduce the travel time from 36 hours to 6 hours and transport more than 5 million passengers and 10 million tons of goods per year. It will promote regional integration, trade, tourism, and sustainable development. The Ouagadougou high-speed train is the result of cooperation between the two countries, which signed an agreement in 2021 to carry out the project. Agriculture and rural development projects. Traoré has initiated a remarkable agricultural transformation program that aims to revolutionize the agricultural industry. The program is focused on increasing agricultural production, improving food security, and creating jobs in the sector. It's a comprehensive plan that includes providing farmers with access to improved seeds and fertilizers, offering training and technical assistance, and enhancing the marketing of agricultural products. Moreover, the program also recognizes the significance of water conservation and irrigation systems. To combat the impacts of drought, the construction and rehabilitation of irrigation systems and water harvesting infrastructure are underway, ensuring that farming can be carried out throughout the year. The program also aims to develop rural areas with a focus on constructing and maintaining rural roads, establishing marketplaces, and building storage facilities. These efforts will facilitate transportation, reduce losses from harvests, and connect farmers to markets. This incredible initiative has garnered support from international organizations and national institutions who are providing funding, technical assistance, and sharing their knowledge to ensure the success of these projects. Traore's agricultural transformation program is a game changer for the agricultural industry, and it's exciting to see the positive impact it's having on farmers and the communities they serve. The Museum of Civilizations of Ouagadougou. The Museum of Civilization of Ouagadougou is an ambitious cultural project that aims to enhance the historical and artistic heritage of Burkina Faso. It will be built on a land of 10 hectares in the Zogona district near the international airport. It will include a 12,000 square meters main building, which will house exhibition rooms, educational spaces, reserves, laboratories, and auditoriums. It will also include a landscaped park, which will host sculptures, installations, and performances. The Museum of Civilizations of Ouagadougou will be a place of memory, dialogue, and creation, which will highlight the diversity and richness of the cultures of Burkina Faso. The Burkina Sat-1 satellite. In 2023, Burkina Faso made history by launching its very first artificial satellite, the Burkina Sat-1. As part of the African Space Program, this nanosatellite weighs in at a mere 10 kilo and orbits 500 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Its main mission is to gather crucial data on a variety of important fields, including climate, environment, agriculture, health, and safety. But the Burkina Sat-1 is more than just a data-gathering tool. It's a symbol of Burkina Faso's determination to become a major player in the world of space innovation and technology. By strengthening its scientific and technological capabilities and asserting its digital sovereignty, Burkina Faso is proving itself to be a nation with a bold vision for the future. In just over a year, Traoré has accomplished an impressive array of initiatives to improve Burkina Faso. He's also made it a top priority to combat terrorism in the country. Leaders across Africa should take a cue from Traoré's example and strive to make the continent a better place. What are your thoughts on this? Share your insights.
In a country where trillions of dollars have been exploited from, but rendered so poor that the people are only reading about how rich their country is in mineral resources and how much their wealth, the wealth of their country, has created worldwide billionaires who make their money and their wealth from the sweat and the blood of people of Burkina Faso and Africa in general. So somehow they deserve a taste of their own supposed wealth. And that's why when you see a young man like that, the ideal thing is, even though they don't speak English, there are so many other platforms where you can indeed follow their progress. They are just like starting afresh. It's like a country that is just getting independence. Okay? And for those of you who have been following this, the white malice that we're reading, you will realize that this is Burkina Faso 2024. But if you look back very well, it is not different from Congo, Belgian Congo of 1960, 61, 62. So the only thing, the difference is that it is all the war, war after the resources. The people in these countries are pretty much like your resources is what they see. They don't see you Africans. So because of the uranium in Congo, Lumumba became a target and he was even killed for it. Simply because of that resources, he was a very young man. A young man that was, you see everything you heard about from Traoré's mouth, when they play it to themselves in their situation room in Washington or in Paris, when they listen to him, he is considered as a big threat to French people. This is somebody from Africa, Burkina Faso, that says, I don't want you, the French, to take our stuff the way you are doing anymore. But the government of France and the rest, and the security community of France, majority of them will look at him as, see the way he's talking. We have to do something. Same thing in Washington. We need to do something about this young man. Just everything you read here. Replace Traore with Lumumba. Replace Burkina Faso with Congo. And you will see history about to repeat itself. So as an African watching this or following this, right? I don't know what you have been. I don't know how much the brainwashing has worked on you when they shout this, their democracy, democracy. Do you think the same democracy that we are practicing here in the UK, or the one they are practicing in the West, the one they are practicing in America, do you think it's the same democracy you are practicing in Africa? Or is the African version of democracy? There's nothing anybody can tell me. I don't like military. And who told you that? The West. Democracy is the best form of government. Who told you that? The West. But yet they are enabling criminals, crooks, right? To do what they themselves will never try in their own countries, ever. The people in their countries were supposed to come first. You've seen that. When you come to Africa, the people of Africa comes last. And the criminals representing Africa, they are there, ready to wine and dine with them, as long as they would allow them to keep their loot in these same Western countries. It is so rigged. It's unfair. So instead of you thinking that they are going to harm him, yes, they are going to attempt, they are already trying, why not just kind of begin to build that mentality of when you see him, the first thing you think of is going to be not people who want to harm him, but the fact that he needs all that support that he should get. Maybe when the world knows that Africans cannot be divided, whenever, this is like a true independence struggle, so to say. They are doing things that should have been done years ago, despite all the resources they are taking from their country. Look at their roads, look at their communities, look at their highways, look at their airports. Country that they are taking billions of dollars worth of mineral resources taken from their country, right? The place look like what? For decades. They can't say make you leave. You say you don't want to leave. A place that is the poorest in the world. Okay, leave. Say no, we are not leaving. What's that? Anyway, I have been seeing the Robodion going up and down when it comes to, talking about the David Hundeyin's interview. I'm not going to replay the interview because, it was like a chat about so many things. But it has sort of triggered conversation around, was MKO Abiola a criminal? I think that's what triggered so many people's reaction, right? Usage of word. He didn't just call him a criminal. He actually told you his involvement in this establishment, a crime against the people of Nigeria. Anyway, the conversation was going on to the point that suddenly, a lot, because Nigeria is more divided now. Sure, you get like so divided. However, if you say any truth right now, okay, even when people know you are saying the truth, there is a 100% tendency that they have no problem with the truth you are saying. Other than, why now? Why do you have to say it now? Sure, you get. And in the course of trying to, push back, then it will get to the point to say, even what you are saying is not even true. But let us kind of roll it back, okay? If you see the the criminals you call politicians in Nigeria today, and their godfathers and their, what do you call it, and their supporters and all that, if you call them criminals because of the state capture level that you are seeing, right? So there is a chance that you won't want to put Abiola in that bracket, because Abiola, MKO Abiola, never had a chance of ruling Nigeria. That is where some people will be like, how can you call him a criminal? What do you mean? Yeah, and all of that stuff, right? But it is not just those who ruled Nigeria, ruined Nigeria. But there's something about Nigeria that me as a young man, I was raised to believe that MKO Abiola is a hero. Every piece of information out there was all good about Abiola when I was growing up. He was a philanthropist. MKO Abiola's story resonates with a lot of people who come from humble backgrounds. MKO Abiola was very poor, from a very poor home. He was gathering firewood, and he became a firewood merchant when he was going to school. Then he was so brilliant, that he got scholarship to come and study accounting in Glasgow University. I've been at University of Glasgow, anyway, because there are two. There's Glasgow University, it's University of Glasgow, anyway. So he came here to University of Glasgow to study accounting on scholarship. Now, when he returned back to Nigeria, he became an accountant for LUT, which is like the General Hospital in Lagos. Then from there, he became friends with some of the military khaki boys. Then he became a government contractor. From there, he became very rich. Are you following the head? So, MKO Abiola became a philanthropist, okay? And to show that he has, well, his wealth is not just coming from collecting contracts from governments. He also had businesses. Yeah. But here, those are the beautiful things we were, kind of thought about MKO Abiola. Like, was a good man. He has over 100 children. He has over 50 wives. Once you say you are pregnant for him, he's going to marry you and give you a whole house and 1 million naira. 1 million naira back then was like giving you like 100 million naira now, kind of. So these are the beautiful stories. So if this man should be the Nigeria president, so they also cooked some stories for him too. Okay. Oh, MKO Abiola was so rich that Nigeria was owing him, like Nigeria owed him. That MKO Abiola was only coming to help Nigeria. In fact, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of ships that were bringing food to Nigeria the moment MKO Abiola became president. These were beautiful stories we had. MKO Abiola as a philanthropist, right? If he comes to your town and he worships at your mosque, that means if you anything you need, everything you need for that mosque, renovation, everything, he will do it. So he's somebody who was donating money to churches, donating money to mosques. Are you following? Those were good things back then. Nobody knew that he was actually distributing his own share of his own share of the largesse of them destroying Nigeria. MKO Abiola. I mean, today now you see politicians who are donating money, you'll be like, oh, that's what they are doing. They are the ones sitting in the front of the churches. They are the that was how it was then. So, but the difference was that MKO Abiola was such a cheerful giver that it's going to be so hard for you to hate him. This is not somebody who just goes to, like they say, if he's passing and you're having a naming ceremony and MKO Abiola is passing, just believe that your life has changed. These were the stories. But what were the stories we were not told about MKO Abiola his contribution to the destruction of Nigeria, the hero of democracy. And, you know, that one we were not told. You would have to read about that. And there were so many people that have found out, but they are like, all those things are inconsequential, Jare. Leave that one. Let's talk about the good things. I don't think Sheun feels same. Now, this is somebody who is the son of a direct victim of what MKO Abiola, his wife, represented out of his role in paying and sponsoring coups, right? Sponsoring, he sponsored coups, he sponsored politicians. That was how much he has so much money. You know, it's not like all these politicians of today. They were burying money. He didn't run for office, but it was like a big money bag behind them that way, right? Anyway, so the mystery around his wealth is no longer mystery. Okay, it's no longer mystery anymore. However, some people just feel like, oh my, the man is dead, just forget it and move on. I don't think, yeah, he's dead. People have moved on. But that is why we are saying that in life, try and do good thing. I'm not saying be a criminal that is hiding behind philanthropy. I'm a philanthropist or whatever, right? Actually do right thing so that we will not have to come and lie at your burial, okay? Sheun has this experience of his own father in the hands of MK. I don't know if you have seen this. Sheun.
Son, coffin for head of state. I'll give you story number 2. Abiola and his wife, Simbiat. They go live for Fela head. See, I'm telling you, these are serious things will happen to Fela. But his mama died. Now they go live for head. Simbiat go talk, say, Fela and his boys robbed her of a Ferrari. So Fela carry his boys at gunpoint and robbed her of a Ferrari. Under Idi Agbon regime that time, this was Abiola and his wife's plan to kill my dad. Because under Idi Agbon that time, armed robbery was punishable by death. No story, you are being killed. Simbiat Abiola and her husband, they put statement for police station. Say she see Fela and a gang. Fela and a gang robbed her at gunpoint. And so they arrest Fela for armed robbery, punishable under death. But luckily for Fela, he was performing in Cameroon the day Simbiat was lying that she was getting robbed by his gang. That's how Fela was able to escape that case. Because he can't be in 2 places at the same time. It's either he's on stage in Cameroon or he's robbing in Lagos. Which is it? So now see what Abiola do. Now no Fela reply. That time we see they build this our house for Gbemisola. Fela never get house that time. He didn't stay one in frame flat. He just come back from jail. You see they stay in frame flat. You know, he never go jail that time. You know, he never go. But he didn't have money. They don't burn Fela house that time. It was after the burning of his house, seizing of all his property, everything. Fela was back on Square Zero, living with his friend. This story happened. Now, Fela can go that our house where we build that time, the foundation 9 CD. Can go the soccer away for the area, go pack sheets. I kid you not. If this are the lie, go and ask my senior brother, Bra Febi. Fela drag them along on this mission. So they go pack sheets, bucket and bucket of sheets. 12 buckets of sheets, in fact, exactly 12 buckets. Go and listen to the Fela song, Give Me Shit, I Give You Shit. Go and listen. Give me shit, I give you shit. Go and listen to the song. Because your father is not like this. Your father is not like this. And you're the term of Fela. You don't know anything about the man. Only that Fela allows you to smoke Igbo and to chase girls all over the place. Because Fela chase girls and he's a great man. Fela smoke Igbo and chase girls. Do you know the work? How about the other side of the work that he did to give him the chance to, you don't want to do that side? Fela chase girls. Fela smoke Igbo. $12 buckets pail full of shit. Now my papa carry. They load inside down for bus. Inside pickup. Fela get one pickup that time. Then they go Abiola house for nights. with the 12 bucket. Wait if Fela won't do Abiola pass that one now. Pack 12 buckets of shit. Fela say, Bra Femi self fall inside shit that day because as they escape, shit don't full everywhere. Say the shit drop. Inside. Say Fela they leave and they go inside the truck. He got stand up, go pursue the truck, tam on the truck. They say, you know, as they reach there, when they knock the gate, bang, you know, that the security first come and say, Fela, what did they do here? Look, you don't say that they're Fela, they don't see their face. But you don't say, what are you doing here? That's why the security they do his security work. You just see shit, they fly come. Say at the shit first class.
Anyway, the real story of MKO Abiola that makes him as part of the criminal enterprise, right? The famous one is ITT. And the reason is just because, you know, Nigeria, that's the story. Nigeria was supposed to have, every home was supposed to have a phone line, you know, like you have to lay the cable everywhere. If you need a line, you can easily just tap it and that's you connected. That was the project. You know, it was that time that they have to lay the cable, they have to lay, just like they lay the pipes for your water back in the days. So this contract was massive and it was supposed to be a partnership between the government and some foreign investors. So these foreign investors were supposed to have been facilitated by MKO Abiola. The project itself that was designed, okay, so they designed it. They presented it as the ITT project. And that's what Fela changed to International TIF. It's actually ITT project. It was meant to be telecommunication, whatever. It was massive that Nigeria lost more than $1 billion. See, back then, if you convert that dollar, if you convert that money to today's currency, you probably should be talking about, you know, somewhere around there, $50 to $60 billion. It was like a scam. So it got approved. Nigeria paid their own side, and then they were supposed to start the connection. So they did it in 2-3 cities, and that was it. The job was done. The money was gone. So that became a scandal. And they said, well, they have not, according to the said, we have not really stopped work. It's just that we have a bit of a setback. We are going to continue the project and all that until Muritala and the rest of them, you know. I'm just saying, you know, this is how the conspiracy against Nigeria have always been. Then when it now comes to, in fact, it was even reported that some of the coups that took place, in Nigeria, that Abiola also sponsored, like funded. Do you understand that now? They said most of them come from, number one, if there's going to be any investigation against any of his interests, or his interest is pretty much like not in picture in any of that government, then the famous one, the coup that was famously sponsored by MKO Abiola, was that of Babangida against Buhari. In fact, it was the one that solidified the supposed relationship between MKO Abiola and the Khaki Boys. It was with the Muritalas. It was with the, you know, I think that's why they said Obasanjo developed the hatred for him. You know, see, Obasanjo don't like him. Yeah, it's pretty much like, you know, a bloody civilian, this or that. So Obasanjo don't like Abiola simply because of what was quoted as his deeper involvement in the military activities in Nigeria. When we talk about like politicizing the military, blah, 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 he benefited immensely from it. It was like a robbery, you know? So when Babangida overthrew Buhari in a very bloodless coup, it was believed at the time that it got the backing and the rest of that of MKO Abiola and others. So, And I think it was where we believed that there is no coup that happened in Nigeria, from what we have heard, though, that did not receive the support of the civilians too, and the money bags. So that's why if you're asking for a coup in Nigeria right now, you better be careful of what you are asking for. It could be these criminal politicians that are going to camp behind those khaki boys, and you will be expecting a Traore, but now Abacha you could get. So anyway, in all of this, right, like I said, the reason why if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, it is going to be very tough for you, okay, to cancel MKO Abiola. Whenever you are looking at the list of those who destroyed Nigeria, it's going to be hard, but it's neck deep in it, right? And also, Abacha, they said one of the reasons why Abacha decided never to hand over that power was there was an arrangement, okay? It was that Babangida was going to step aside after the, after the nullification. In fact, hang on, before we get to that, there was an election, there was a planned transition. I think it was in 1990 or so. Was it 1990 or 1989 that Babangida said he was leaving? And then he declared a transition. Then he banned all of them and stopped it, right? So they said MKO Abiola at the time as well could have possibly pleaded with his friend not to do that, but he sort of was one of those who agreed that there was too much money in politics, and Babangida was right. So the transition was shifted to 1993. This time around, MKO want to run because most of the political class, most of the top shots at the time, they have been banned from politics by Babangida. So some people kind of believe that there was an arrangement that Babangida was going to hand over to him. There's something changed. We don't know what changed. Abiola was widely sort of accepted. Let's be honest. He had this national acceptance. He's given money to a lot of organizations, a lot of people. You know what I mean? So that is what worked against him, though. His friends felt like he's such a very powerful guy, very influential guy within their rank, okay, that it will be too dangerous to allow him access power. This you can call them conspiracies, but there are books written on all these things I'm saying to you. There are books to back some of this stuff, right? So when this friend betrayed him and they went over to him, it was a concluded and foregone issue, right? I mean, foregone conclusion. But MKO Abiola himself was not aware. So still using that, the same establishment connection and all of that is influence in that place. They said he was actually the one who agreed that Abacha should go ahead and remove Shonekon. Instead of Shonekon going ahead to organize another election, Abiola wanted his mandate. Rightly so, though. I mean, he won the election. But his friends said he won the election because of his money. And it was because of the Nigeria money he managed to corner to his own side. Yeah. So he won, like Tifnubu did in buying the system, right? That's exactly what the felt MKO did too. But he was not going to have that. So he pushed on, asked Abacha to take over. And I don't know. So Abacha was said to have promised that he will remove Shonekon and he will hand over to him. And he believed him. So that is why MKO never condemned Abacha for removing Shonekon until Abacha said he would do a transition in 2 years. That wasn't the agreement. So back to the status quo. It was time for MKO to now put the last weight. Me. These are the khaki boys. These are just like boys that we need these guys. Use the influence we have here and there to get them this or that. I back them, I support them, even though I cashed out a lot from being their friends, right? Why would they do this? So, but it was too late. Abacha was a deadly guy. The rest is history now. So what now makes MKO Abiola a criminal? There are established, again, there are established, using this same, established fact as well, using this same influence to cover up some of what was called the international drug investigation. That one was the one that actually got many guys crazy. Are you saying that MKO Abiola is a drug dealer? There is an evidence towards that. But it wasn't specifically mentioned. That is, it wasn't specifically mentioned as MKO Abiola like Tifnumbu is mentioned, right, in his own heroin deal. There were pointers to who the investigation was pointing at too. I could have brought some of them here. Okay. But yeah, if that interview sort of riled you, the ideal thing is probably it is time for you to go and read more about some of those people they told you were heroes in Nigeria or heroes past. Get hero way past. Go take a look at them. And you realize that those they call heroes to you, they are villains, part and parcel of what you are suffering today. I know it could be very hard for you to take in. To spoil his name, Baba, nobody needs to spoil the name of the criminals in charge of Nigeria. Now they try to deodorize the stench. Deodorize the stench. So you need to read more, okay? So everything they told you about Abiola, there are those of them that are true. Others are just to help polish that image. I mean, you want to keep, there are some of you who are going to, in case if you don't know this, so in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time, there are those who are going to tell there are those who are going to tell our children that Tifnumbu is a hero. All this heroin trafficking, forfeiting money, they were just statements to tarnish his image. They are going to name a monument after him. They are going to name maybe they'll do things to make him hero. And that's a kleptomaniac druggie. There are those who are already fighting. Don't call him a drug dealer. Stop calling him a druggie. What should I call him? So that my children will come later and say, oh, but he was a president, he was a Bokwari, that Bokwari. There are those who are going to tell your children, Bokwari was one of the greatest president of Nigeria. They will tell your children. And then some of you are just going to let it fly too. And say, if I tell you what I know. Ogbeni, tell us what you know now. You don't get any heroes past anywhere. You know what the heroes are? They are those who worked so much and even died so that the generations coming after them won't have to go through what they went through, right? But you see, this was where you get for Nigeria. Bunch of criminals. From the young one to the oldest among them. Bunch of criminals. I found the full video of this though, right? How many of, like I said, this is how they rewrite the history. They'll keep repeating it and repeating it until you begin to feel like, oh, it's true. Abi, are they not telling you that Tifnumbu built Lagos? Yet, majority of you were born and raised in Lagos. When Tifnumbu became your governor, you can remember vividly what it was, Abi. But today, you are joining them, he built Lagos. We know what Lagos was. We know what Lagos was. He built Lagos. And yeah. So you are building the same story. Somebody was here. See, this one a lawyer. Abi, have you forgotten when one person said, the reason why Tifnumbu didn't go to school was because he was homeschooled. This is how they cook all the stories to paint criminals as your heroes past. Frost us, please.
Said in 1999.
Okay. Which one did this for me?
Where's the primary?
I just explained that to you now.
You're confirming to us that he didn't go to a primary school. Is that what you're saying?
He did not reveal it. But I'm just telling you that he did not reveal it. But I'm telling you that in those days, you don't have to go. You don't have to. They read and pass GC from home. Great men do.
And secondary school?
Great men. Yeah, that's secondary school. That's GC now.
Yeah.
Yes, they pass it from home.
Okay. Or they pass it from home?
Yes,
okay.
Great men do.
Okay. And it's a part of it in fact it is one of the virtues that you used to know great men, so that they read
that they don't go to school,
that they read from home. They read and dug in and bought the midnight oil from home.
Okay, we are in 19.
Do you see that? Where is this primary school? Where is the secondary school? No. Listen, it did not show it yet. But I am saying to you that great men in those days, they were burning lantern. They did not have to go to school. They wrote examination from home. This is how they twist the story. This is how they told you the story of Abiola. To the point that a lot of people grew up believing everything. Part of the rumors against Abiola at the time was that MKO Abiola, they said MKO Abiola sank a whole ship that was bringing Bibles to Nigeria. How many of you remember that? So this is how they cook all these stories, whether positive or negative as well, right? This is how they kind of mold these people into something in your head. When somebody now come and tell you who they are, you could just go crazy. Shut up your mouth. Why are you saying that? How can you say that? This man is, everything I have heard about this man is a good man. He's a like you do in Nigeria. Where people will choose not to unlearn what they have been indoctrinated and conditioned with. I found a full video of this my guy.
No more peaceful protests again now. Because
I found the full video and I want to listen to it. I haven't. Let's go there.
About this bad government, we go start next month, August. Make I just talk one thing about that. I dey hear something, I dey hear say this protest, as in this protest, you know say no man, we dey protest. Say may they make a peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Now waiting people they only talk about that. Peaceful protest. But again, waiting me I want clear all of now. Waiting me I want clear people for you. Una know say we don't dey protest. You don't take. You don't take where we don't dey protest. But yet, nothing change. We don't see any positive things. Nothing change. We just dey protest. Nothing change. Nigeria still remain the same way. As in, it not even remain the same way. Say, even getting worse. Getting badder self. So what me I see about protest now be say, if I say all of us feel unite, feel cooperate, wallahi more turn out to war. More turn out to war, more enter also work. All this house of assembly, all these their places where all of them they go hide themselves. Maybe say soldiers say, make soldiers say join us, police join us, all these air force, navy, make everybody join us. If I say that cooperation go there, I swear the eye go correct. Now because they get back up now. They get back up now. If I say that they are back up no day, all these our leader. If I say they don't get back up, they don't go this thing for no they continue like this. If I say all these soldiers where they guide them, all these mopu, all these bouncer where they carry people. So I say all of them say, join hands with civilians, with all of everybody join hands together. We can't face them. What you call women again? They go change. They go even beg for their lives. They go even beg. This ship like this go stop. Wallahi. Now me they talk am. May everybody unite. Both soldier, both police. All of us unite. No more peaceful protests again now. Because peaceful protests know they work. Yes. Peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one no man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More no just kill, but more shook. If you don't carry knife, dagger, shook one senator for like this, yeah, go correct. Now they collect 500 million naira. For waiting. For waiting. Exactly. For what exactly? Nigeria stay there with the suffer. Only the wire house. Again, now wait to go up with that. No more peaceful protests. We don't need that. We don't need peaceful protests. We don't need peace because we don't even get the peace. We don't get peace. So I want to do that peaceful protest. Where the peace is? Tinubu give us peace. So we want to protest now. We can't do peaceful protest. Like, you know, come in peace because scatter everywhere. Again. No more peaceful protests again now because peaceful protests know they work. Yes, peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More no.
Or shook. My brother, don't worry, it's going to happen. The reason why you have to see that video is that the fact that somebody feels that way and waiting for their time. And they made a video about it and said, listen, guys, all this peaceful, what is peaceful about? You know, peaceful. The reason why I showed you that video there is that you can know that there are Nigerians that if the chance presents itself, if you are a senator, run. No. If you are a politician in any public office, run. No. If you hear revolution, this or that, no go think say police or Mopo go protect you. Run. No. There are Nigerians who won't shook you if they grab you, if they hold you. You go worse like that guy, like the way the Libyans did to Gaddafi. That's why I showed you that video. So if you're a politician watching me, shifting your nose, I am here to always kind of remind you what is going to happen. When this spark, what was that one? Oh, that I think was that in Rivers State, part of the Wahala recently. And then the people of that local government went after the former local government chairman. And they started attacking things, attacking everywhere and all of that. And I said, this is to show some of you Nigerian politicians who believes that you are so powerful that all Nigerians do is to make noise online. Hey, there is something to remind you and let you know this, okay? There are Nigerians that if the alarm blow, they are coming for you. They are not peaceful protesters. They don't want peace because you haven't given them peace. I hope you know. See, when that alarm blow, run, for your own good, run.
After you go say make civil servant no thief. My brother, if I get opportunity, I go thief them, John. Even them when they there, so I go thief them. I'm telling you, it's so annoying.
All right. Lastly, before I let you go, I mean, if government decides not to move away from the 60,000, will this strike continue? And do you think this strike will yield any result?
I know what to make you finish your question. If they like, may they say no. Say they no go. Say may they still die for that 60,000 naira when they talk. Therefore, then they go no say a hungry man is an angry man. And when the hunters learn to shoot without missing, so the birds learn to fly without fetching. They go here and they go collect woto. Not be as the way we do so. You get where we go do and reach now. We go to walk out for street, they destroy them, they kill themselves.
Thank you so much.
Because a hungry man is an angry man. As with the first, so my brother, as I come here this morning, so I never shop. I've been my children, they forbid to go to high school when their children they go. They go carry their children, thief our money, they carry their children, go better school. When they finish, they go load their children over us again. They return and say, experience, do you qualify? Do you have this qualification? Qualification, kill their parents there. Qualification, kill them. Nonsense people. Nonsense idiots. You know how much senator they collect a month? Even their SS, those days we go school, say we don't want to be touts. Now touts be their SA and others, what they do for them. And do you know how much they collect? They collect above 300,000-400,000 naira every month. If to say we know, for just Kukuma sit down for touting, so that all of us go, they do touting.
So, that's how you be.
Before they do touting, then we'll come suffer, go school finish, now we'll come manage, come enter the civil service work, then they'll call the suffer house. They'll call the suffer house. So as time goes on now, we'll go join the touting, so that make all of us the tout, better. Yes.
Because that's where everybody is headed now. I like it when people say nothing will happen. when it begins to happen, it is not going to, you see, it's not going to be about how to make Nigeria better. It is going to be unleashing of their rage. Give me a second, though. I want to sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze on the camera, right? I'm holding it in like, I'm coming back.
Somebody say you should be saying that all this your shepherd and he is using bodyguard. Sorry, and that is what religion has done to a lot of people, including our nation. When you keep on telling our people that giving will make you rich, and we have several graduates who are jobless. Giving will make you rich, and you know you are giving to the rich, and the Bible says you become poor. Me, conveniently, you see me using 5G, by your 1, by your 2, by your 3, by your 4, and the 6th one, Mopo, Amatekun. Then the one in front, Soldier, and you are still giving to me. You are not waking up. Somebody say you should be saying that all this your shepherd and he is using bodyguard. Sorry, if you know that God is his own shepherd, and he will walk through the value of that, why is he say Amatekun? Why is he say Mopo? Why is he say bodyguards? Hello, conveniently.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
A day, one day, go be one day. One day, go be one day. I think that's a Fela song. Oh, I can't remember the rest. I know a lot of you that will say, nothing. Oh, Maiyegun, leave it. But you know what's going to happen? What you should be afraid of? When this whole thing will break out, okay? It is not going to be about how to make Nigeria better. It is going to be about revenge. It's going to last for a few days. And you see all these people who are going to tell you, hey, you better don't destroy your Nigeria, don't destroy this country. Let us come together and solve this problem. By the time the dust will be settled, some of you politicians, you will be no more. And that's the worst thing to happen. There are so many Nigerians that are willing to take revenge on so many of you. You have no idea the level of enmity you have attracted to yourselves, thinking you have this power over them. You have this power of, control, untouchability. You cannot be touched. Above the law. Bigger than others and all that, right? One day will be one day. And that one day is nearly soon. I have this audio that I actually wanted to share earlier, right? But I am going to keep it to myself. Or maybe for later in the evening. Let's keep it up for the later in the evening. I was also going to read another chapter from part 6 of our reading. So I'm going to keep that a bit as well. Okay? We've spoken about Traore as well as their exploits in their own region to free themselves, a 21st century independence struggle, you will call it. I think we should let people react to that. So if you're up for it, the mic will be opened. That means the line. Adela Jaugubi, thank you so much for your super chat, though. Also, let me put my buy me a coffee link. Now, if you feel like you have enjoyed my chats, right? I've made your money or I have made your day so far, you can buy me a coffee. There is a link to do that. I'm going to take a break now. I'll come back and take calls. Let's get the line there opened. 1 second. So please check the comment if you are going to use it, okay? Apart from that, if you have to leave as well, like the broadcast and see me later in the evening. Others, wait and grab your phone to call in if you want to be part of it. So, I will be back. Cassava Gary. Thank you. So thank you so much for still being there. Like I said, the line is opened, and I've seen few people who have tried to get through, like, on. You should keep trying if you want to be part of the charts this afternoon or this morning. Okay. So here is this phone convo. It's last year, all right? This was them, some of the, Nigerians who are possibly complaining as well today, right? So somewhere in Edo State last year, when they were doing the presidential election, right? So we had people who were calling and giving people money, offering them money and all of that. So there's this phone convo that it is kind of, the message behind that is actually to show to you, okay, how the enablers of a rotten system that people are suffering from in Nigeria, how they actually really operate, how they talk, how they offer all this money. So hang on, let's see if I can get this. How come I couldn't get some of you? Why are they appearing like you are trying to give me a text? Sorry about that. So it is for the PDP, but I'll play it later. Let's take the first call. Hello.
Hey, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
This is Windy City.
Oh, the Windy City.
Good morning.
How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah. Chicago. Well, Chicago, the weather is kind of nice today. Not too hot, not too cold, just in between.
Okay. So, and it's not too early for that, is it? Like, it's like or it's just kind of
well, it's too early to say. It might run to about 80, 90. So we deal with that.
Windy City, sir. It's been a while. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just like to sit at the back of the the church. I just watch. But I was watching again this morning, and I kind of like the picture of that guy Traore that you show. But there's a particular one. There's a particular one that really, really, really would have been nice when it got to Niger. I don't know if you have that one. Okay. Now, nobody in Africa, nobody. I think I can say Gaddafi, but as of now, as at present, nobody can do what that guy did. He came down, all the bodyguards with him, and they walked the whole street and come and see crowd.
I saw that.
The only thing I can relate, that can be a little bit related to that was like when Oloyegbo went to Ondo State. And I said, this is the leader. And now, the reason why I'm throwing a challenge to any president, any minister in Africa, including Nigeria. Tinubu just go to Lagos and walk from Ikeja to whatever and see what will happen. That's what you call people's government. I was kind of wow. It's not looking for votes.
Compared to what we hear about these places, but he is more comfortable enough to show to us that they were wrong. Look at me. Like, if I am not theirs, right?
It wasn't
never feel comfortable
campaign. It wasn't campaigning. He wasn't doing anything. He just came down. You've seen it. Only me women. When are we going to have this kind of people in Nigeria, in Ghana? Name them. And they are looking at these people, and they see you can't go home and just hang their head like, man. It's kind of, I don't know. As far as Nigeria is concerned, I pause. I have nothing else to say until tó bá dojú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn bí àṣà bàbá Tinubu ó ti ń dojú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. When everything kaput, maybe I have something nice to say. Yeah, this is how you go. That's when, because everything you can say, everything the temple can say, it's all said. It's all said. It seems like they've cut their ears away. They don't care. So, but a time is coming when the rabbit get the gun and started chasing the hunter. It won't be funny then. Right now, it's funny. They're killing people. They do whatever. People go to party. They told that guy, you can't come in with a gun, and you kill the bouncer. Nigeria, and they are talking about democracy. What kind of democracy is that? So for now, let's wait. The hunter still had the gun until when the rabbit get the guns and they started chasing the hunter. Until then, Maiyegun, have a good day. Okay, nice to hear from you. All right, sir.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one too. That's a windy city there, ladies and gentlemen. But I have another caller on the line too. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? This is Faustino from New Jersey. It's been a long time.
I can tell. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, bro. I didn't even know I was gonna get you. I thought you were done for the day because I was calling from the same device that I'm watching. You know.
Oh no, I'm not done. Usually, right? We've decided to sort of, cut it into two sort of, right? So if you can get connected at night, then you should be able to get connected this morning. And people who actually have the time, they kind of say, okay, I'm going to call him in the morning. So
I've been watching though. I watch both morning and the evening ones. So I've been up to date. But thanks for everything. The video that you showed about Traoré is really amazing. That young man is doing awesome for his people. And there are two things I want to talk about. One is about demonstration in Nigeria. Whenever people come out to do demonstration, and there's this lazy ass person that will be at the background to start this, they are solely. That thing is so dead.
You have to fold your hand when you sing.
My God, once you start that, it demoralizes people. We should come up with a better chant that will make people want to do something. And it's so unfortunate that the person that will start that nonsense will always be like, with the weirdest and the slowest tempo of it, it slows the entire tempo of a demonstration. You understand?
I do.
So that is one point that Nigerians need to come up. Look at what the Kenyans did. Look at how they were chanting. Look at their voices. They were in unison and they were moving as a unit. So that is one thing.
Single slogan: reject finance bill now. But when they realized that they are being killed, they added Ruto must go now.
Ruto must go.
The finance bill now. Ruto must go. It's easier.
That's solely nonsense. That solely nonsense has to get out of our.
So some will even be dancing.
For how long? For how long
have you seen some of them who have a band set? So
exactly.
Solely. That's not serious, is it?
That's not serious. The second thing is, if you remember the story about Deng Xiaoping, the guy that revolutionized China, one of the things that he did was going to the Western world and televising and showing their people back home how people lived in the Western world. And when he came back and he was telling their people, this is what we are aiming to do. This is where we need to go. One thing with Nigerians is that because Nigerians see other African countries to be lower than them, just to say that, we see ourselves to be that giant of Africa. We think we are better than people. If somebody like Obi and start going to places like this Mali, Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, and start showing Nigerians how African people, do you know they have 24-hour electricity in Ethiopia? Do you know that their internet is way cheaper than what we pay in Nigeria? Wow. Until we start seeing these things and knowing, when you go to places like Rwanda, and you see, I know Nigerians will say that we are 200 and whatever million people.
That's only the bragging nonsense. There are some people that doesn't really count to anything for us. No prosperity.
It doesn't count anything. And you will say, oh, Ghana is only 70 million people. You can't compare with Nigeria. But excuse me. Do you think that God that created human being and created Nigeria cannot give us the abundance enough to survive 250 million people?
It's been given. But
even in human beings,
by few.
Exactly. Even a human being will manufacture a car and they will build enough spare parts to last that car for years. How come God will not be able to provide enough to serve Nigeria? You understand what I'm saying?
Africa is poor, and Africans actually accepted that they are poor. Do you know that psychologically, many of us actually accept that we are poor, but yet we leave this poor continent alone.
They won't leave this poor continent alone. Like there's a saying in my place, you cannot be like if someone calls you stupid, you can't be stupid if somebody calls you stupid.
No. That's their opinion, I think.
If somebody saying you're poor, prove to the person, unless you're stupid, it's your opportunity to prove to that person that you're not stupid. So if somebody calls you dumb, unless you're dumb, then you are dumb. If somebody calls you poor, unless you're poor, then you're poor. It's your opportunity to prove to that person that I am not poor. Igbo says, if somebody curses you with a bad word, you don't turn out to be the same thing that person cursed you out.
To justify what they are saying, God bless you.
You can't. That's an opportunity for you to prove the person wrong. We have been called poor for years. And all these are our puppets. And they are calling democracy, they are calling human rights, yet they are watching our so-called puppets shooting us, and they are justifying it.
They're looking away. How is it human
Those things will not happen in
people
their own
not have
country.
access to healthcare, have access to education,
Exactly.
not being able to actually grow
What is
their
human
own
rights
food
about?
on their farms? How is that human rights and democracy? How?
Do you know that Rwanda just had an election?
Yeah.
And the case, there was this boy that is a friend of mine.
Right.
From Rwanda. He's in his 20s. You can't tell him anything but Kagame. Because Kagame is the structure of what they are living. Because Kagame has shown them that they can actually come out of what they went through and become human beings. That is their own form of democracy. And the guy is going to win. 99% of the vote is going to go to him because the people love him. The generation that the youth love him so much because of what he has shown them life can be. Before then,
that's right.
When they teach shoes and their Hutsi nonsense,
and you see that
some of them
actually get more respected out there too.
Exactly. When you go there, they take you around their
and what the Rwandans have been through. And they are still going through.
And they make sure they remind them. They're reminding them.
Baba?
Exactly. And they remind them every year. This is what we went through and we don't want to go through this again.
God bless you.
So there's a celebration of that. So far, I went to one of the museums. One of the girls that was attending to us was a survivor. You can see the machete that was cut on the girl's head. So you can't tell him anything less than Kagame. And I was telling him, so you guys will just sit for this guy to rule. You guys say, yes, they made a rule until the next 10 years, that's when he's going to leave. But maybe his wife can take over. Maybe his son can take over. I'm like, really? But that is their own, to them, that's God saving for them.
Democracy.
That's their own type of democracy. Yeah.
Same as these guys from Burkina Faso and the rest of them. If it's working for them, why
it's working for them?
Support them.
Exactly. So we should get out of this nonsense of this balkanized nonsense they give to us as democrats. We've done it for 24 years. It hasn't led us to anything.
Nowhere.
More people are dying. I was in Nigeria, and you see roads, and you're like, how are we even going to start?
Honestly.
When the local governments are not even working. You can't even drive into your own house without going through potholes and water logs.
And it's normalized.
It's normal to them because they don't know better. So what I'm saying is, somebody like Kobe, as he is trying to show people what to do, go to African countries and tell them, you guys think you know better. This is what these guys you think are poor are doing. This is what they have. This is what they're engineering. Don't think because you have oil and you're...
You know something, right, about in the next decade, right? There's going to be a generation of Burkinabè, Burkina Faso population, right? That are going to be reading about the French exploitation of their land and all of that in the books.
Exactly.
Experiencing it
in the book.
There is a generation that's not going to experience that suffering if they continue the way they are right now. In 10 years' time, where are we
exactly? Do you know
the way they are running Nigeria right now?
Do you know how many Haitians that are moving to Burkina Faso now? Haitians. Because they're a French-speaking country. So it's easy for them to integrate.
Yeah.
Now that brings me to William Ruto sending people, his military, to Haiti to go and kill people. First of all, this is an English-speaking country, and you're sending them to a French-speaking country. The first thing that a military guy comes into a place and he's talking to you and not understanding, that's miscommunication already there.
Escalate from
so what is he going to do? It will escalate. He might end up shooting you. So what is the gain that you're sending your people to go and die in this sunlight and you're paying them $30?
Swear. Wow.
And they will always use your own people to kill you. Imagine a black man shooting a black man in a distant place.
And what is in it for him? Just some medal from the colonial master to say, well done, good job. Yeah, put the medal on. That you killed your brother.
That's all they do. That's all they do. I was reading David Hundeyin's book about how he posted something on Twitter, and the person that responded her from VOA, okay, his tweet was not to allow the military, the American military, to have a base in Nigeria, that it should be a no-no. You know who responded to her? A Kenyan journalist that works for VOA.
And what did he say?
Imagine that. He just told them that was a misinformation.
Oh, I think I remember.
It was a misinformation.
Exchanges. The guy, does the guy work for?
It was a lady. It was a lady.
Voice of VOA.
It was a lady. Yes, it was a lady.
Because there is a particular one as well, right? That was, that was actually threatening these Gen Z Kenyans on Twitter, right? This guy continued. He actually, I don't know who he works for, right? So it was also the guy who. I think he came under his post sometimes back and said, I don't know why Nigerians just hate their country, because we are exposing these criminals, right? He's turned it into hating your country. That was the first time I saw the guy. And the second one was that one where you said, he came on as well, right? Then when this whole Gen Z Wahala kicked off, they kind of realized that, he's the Kenyan Sega. Oh, forget it.
Exactly. That's what they do. They will send your own light to condemn you. They will send your own light to condemn you. So I'm telling everybody, if you can get this David Hundeyin breaking point, that guy did a whole lot of work there. And it's all about what he's saying, but at least to support him, you can buy the ebook or buy the real book and read that. It's really very interesting. It's really very interesting.
Books here as well. The one that he told the story of how he had to leave Nigeria. Some heartbreaking stories.
Exactly. I think that's the breaking point. I think that's the one.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, bro. No problem. Thank you for all you do.
I know.
And support all day, man. All right, bro.
Bless you. You have a good one, okay? Yeah. Thanks so much. I am going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere.
We want to vote for PDP. Say if I reach Ugiomo, make I ask about and see where I be.
Yes.
Okay. How much they want share?
Now what we reach feed that day because I transfer everybody want to. They said they don't want to money for feed. So 13K.
Okay, 13K.
Yes.
So now after we don't vote finish, now we'll collect a beer before we vote.
Yes, yes, then they do transfer.
Then they'll do transfer. And no matter the number of persons, Abi?
Yes.
Okay. I just want this show, so I might, because this whole thing now, because I for really say me for like even mobilize. Yeah, on a day now, I for even know how to mobilize because this kind of thing. I
get old road for Saturday. I know Ugiomona.
I know Ugiomona.
Back on road safety, na my house there. Now me on road safety, the share fence.
Back of road safety, yeah.
Yes.
Name my PZ for there.
Yes.
But is there any way on fit mobilize person with small money now? Make person fit do 1 or 2 now. If not for how you reason now?
No. I do where you reach feed. You know they do that one.
Okay, now where person reach feed?
Campaign don't stop.
Okay.
If you know say you get people, we know say you bring where you want vote for PDP. You will tell me, come my side. So all of us will sit down. We go arrange everything.
Okay, that's very Saturday, Abi.
Before Saturday.
Okay, before Saturday.
Yeah, now we're supposed to meet before Saturday now.
Okay. Okay. You see sharp like that. Now, Basek can support this thing, Abi?
Yes.
Okay, now release the money.
Yes.
Okay. No wahala. But people, I don't want to. Hello, question when I want to ask now, they hear me. A lot of people will want to collect money now. They go maybe they collect money for you. They want to go support another. I don't take cash.
If they want to vote, person the agent they way they look. They pull up another party now. We don't give them money. Agent they with they there now. They look there now.
Okay, now mean after they don't cast the vote finish, now you know they'll still collect the money 10,000.
Not the cash, not transfer instantly.
Okay, transfer.
Instantly. No cash now.
But you know that transfer now, you go see get. You know say now we say sometimes network is slow. You understand?
Don't worry.
You know now cash people they like see for one cash.
No worry for that one. Cash, you me and you know say cash not in Nigeria.
But cash not the boss. I think say this thing at least I think could get level reach. There's supposed to collect cash keep for us. So people will see shit.
Cash, no, they say they don't need. Obaseki say no want money. Anybody where they see with money for example they will arrest them.
Okay, now make I say more. Me they don't transfer.
Transfer.
Okay. But as you can't talk and I say before that, say I bring a con a day before that day, so does it mean that if I bring a con a day before that day, anything day for that very day if I bring a con, I've been at everything.
People when want vote, I want to see them. I will discuss. I will tell them how they want to after voting, how they will work out. We want to ask them how they will vote. You know that's so now.
Okay.
Because we will not fit to do meeting for SIP. Now law they put anybody they see we wayo for SIP. They go arrest them. Anybody that see cash for your hand, they go arrest them.
Okay. Now your place now go be the meeting point where they call the collect.
Anybody will not say go for PDP will be your side. You bring the con, all of us sit down. We'll talk. You understand? So when it is on Saturday, I already see before Saturday. We know I want to do our things.
Okay.
Because police go there, soldier go there. So anybody do any now back of it lost. Yes.
So now you be the women leader. Which position you there for PDP for this area?
I be SSA.
We want to vote for PDP.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need
You won't need a plane to travel. I have kept you waiting there for so long. Are you still there? Hello? I'm so sorry. Good enough that you have been able to get yourself back, okay? I actually left you there for so long. I didn't know the clip would be that long. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, the general.
Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you waiting anyway. How are you, sir?
No problem, Baba. I should go there. Tokwe Babalola from Canada.
God bless you, and now Tokwe Babalola.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Babalola from Canada. I do my shower, Baba. I do.
Nice one.
Every day, the woman try Lati Wale, sorry, Lati call every day, and I always like the program.
But you should be trying the afternoon. I mean, so this kind of money, especially if it coincide with when you are not working early or you are off for something, right? If you call in, you always get through that one. So it's not easy. But you see that evening time, you must put your hand on that radar just like that. If you do mistake and say, "Oh, it's already pick another call," I'll start calling again when it finish.
Exactly. That's exactly what I pass through every day.
Don't. So especially if you really want to, so just keep dialing it. But Baba, thanks for making it through, though.
Contribute to the Sherry. In regards to the Africa colonialism and Burkina Faso, Mali, and everything, is the truth. Sharing that when the white people left, we African ourselves, the bad politicians, they just recolonize our people again. It's the same thing. Yoruba people say, Tikule Oba Party, today Ole Party. They are the one giving the Western people the power. Western people, all these developed countries, England, UK, America, Canada, they are just laughing at us. Facing them. See the shit show. Should be the one independence. Now they have it, they can manage themselves.
I know.
Or our politicians, they are like mad people. That is exactly what is happening all over Africa. Tinubu, Obasanjo is not more patriotic. They are not more patriotic than Selani. A roadside mechanic is more patriotic to Nigeria than the president of Nigeria. Until we get rid of all these people, the so-called elite, that is when Nigeria can move forward.
At least significant progress.
Yes, I was watching one TikTok with Pastor Odubege. Odubege said, if you are a professor in Nigeria and you are calling yourself an elite, you are an illiterate. You cannot be a professor where there is no light, there is no road working, the earth system is not working, and you are calling yourself a professor. Only all of us in Nigeria, we are illiterate.
And profess.
I want to point the attention in the context of in the abroad. What I or no, even farmland in their farm, they tie the road.
Like if you are driving from one city to from one state or whatever to another, you can easily tell that even if you stop in the middle of nowhere, you will still see third road.
Exactly.
One governor who lived abroad himself before, Baba, is telling the people he's governing. He said no government can construct the whole road in a place. Nowhere in the world.
I was working in Fabiado.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The simplest construction is road construction.
It is, sir.
What do you have to do? Clear the road, grade it, put gravel, put bitumen. Done. I was doing research, but on those states, has the second biggest deposit of bitumen in the whole world. On those states has the second largest bitumen deposit in the whole world. Though, when they do a research
with natural gas, as well as water side part and the rest too. And I know, Baba, continue.
Once they become a taboo, bitumen man sinja de latinule Agbabu, because I'm from Ondo State. I share research in Lore. Only Ondo State bitumen alone can tell the whole Africa, South America, and North America. They are
the amount of the deposit that is there alone, Baba.
Of bitumen that is there in that place, in that state. And Nigeria has bad road. What are the two main things? Gravel,
bitumen,
and bitumen. That's it. So you will see that I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel if you continue like this, Baba. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. What Nigeria needs now, according to Bowo video, let them shook only solve problem,
Baba. I mean, that's why I showed that to everybody. I said, see, we may look at that video and laugh and all that. Now, he's making. No. Forget about making mouth, though. There are people who feel that way. When the opportunity presents itself, they won't blink. Those are the ones you will see, they will jump and enter government house, despite the fact that they are shooting them. Once they see the opportunity, right, they are ready to die, okay? They will face the gun, go into government houses and do what they want to do.
It's the truth, Baba Shari. When you this guy sang a song, they said everybody is calling out for peace. No one is talking about justice. I don't want no peace. I want justice, human rights.
That's right.
Until Nigerians start to think of like that. If Boko Haram or cattle header, Fulani man, that is rearing cattle, my father talked, he killed my popsy. How do you expect? I'm just saying as an instance, it didn't happen to me. How do you expect me to be crying out for peace? There has to be justice for. What kind of peace are we talking about in Nigeria? If there is no justice, there can never be peace.
No.
And these people have to know that. It's high time they know that. If the soldier and the policeman,
they should be talking about justice and rule of law.
Justice, right. Once there is justice and human rights, there is going to be peace.
Everything else will come along, yeah.
Everything will fall in places. That's the difference between here and the third world country. Even if you call your celebrity or you are in politics, you are going to put a shoraju because all eyes are on you. Everybody is looking for you to mess up. If I, as an ordinary citizen, I say fuck you to anybody, for example, I will get away with it.
Nobody will really
let the minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, let him say fuck you to somebody. He will be held accountable.
Trust me. Come on.
The justice must start from the top. Only big people with a fat with big money and the rest they hungry.
Yes.
If me fella I select Obasanjo of Wayo today. Now Wayo government today. He said something again. He said police go slap your face. You go they look like donkey. I mean go whip your ass. I don't want that. I don't papa day for house, mama day for house. I won't build house. That is what is still happening to Nigerians, man.
I never born, I never marry, and all of that stuff.
Then, that is what is happening. We are not ready
leadership. We may never do all of that.
Yes, Baba. You know, we are not ready to take the bull by
you want to build houses, you want to marry, you want to born, you may build houses, you may born, you may do all of that with terrible leadership. you will lose all of them, or you may never get any of them, and including losing your life. It's happening already.
Baba, the person where they are alive, the person where they are alive, they build us now.
So,
people are dying every day, and it has now become a norm. 50 people died in Benue. 31 people killed in Soso. It has become a norm. It has become so normal that you are there, oh my God. And that is it.
You see, Baba, if I come here now and I say, oh, the 15 people killed in Benue, 21, like you said, 21 people killed in, let's use Azamfara. You know what people will be like? You know, get news, ni. Like, give us news, please. Give us news. I said, no, I'm giving you news. I said, no, leave that one. We don't hear that one. Okay, thank you. Now give us news. Anything going on in Nigeria, Maiyegun? I'm like, 50 people died in Zamfara. Yeah, I heard that. We heard that. We heard it. But like any other news, this is what they have done to us, Baba. This is what they have done to us. And a lot of people are hearing this laughing, but it's true. The sensitivity has grown to so much that we are now cherry picking what we think should be news. Why lives are being wasted every now and then, brother.
It's true. Baba Shari BT, when I know that Nigerians, it seems we still need a push. I think when they start selling a bag of rice for 500,000 naira, maybe they will wake up at that time. When dollar is like 3,000 to $1. Maybe they will wake up at that time. But I think they are not ready. If you are talking about protest now,
that is what will wake them up. See, you know what I think will wake everybody up? Is that you see those ones who can still afford all these things we are saying. How many, see, Baba, as much as we're like even talking, okay, about these guys, okay? Listen, a year ago, right? Let's be honest though. How many of us actually believe that Tinubu would take the dollar to 1,800 naira? Like how many of us? I didn't project that. I didn't expect that. And in my lifetime, I never expect Nigerian naira will cross 1,005. Ever. There are people who know, so there are people who actually, you know, there are experts who knows that if things go like this, it go reach. But in my mind, Baba, I never expected it or imagined it. But it happened. When people are hearing you say a bag of rice for 500,000, there are people who are still going to be here and say it's impossible. But today, a bag of rice in Nigeria is 104,000 naira. 104. You get that now?
104.
Here you get. This is the bag of rice of 7,500 that some people couldn't afford then. You see, when I know that the whole thing will scatter, is when those people will go still have when Princess can no longer pay 1 million naira for a bag of rice, she will scream. People like her are still people who are comfortable. No, not like her, right? I'm talking about people like her who are like still comfortable. They are still able to afford some of these things. Now then shit go hit the fan. My own projection. And it's almost there.
That's true now. Actually, in Canada and Dubai, we have only 4 months. 4 months good weather. May, June, July, August in a year. I have tomato planted in the back of my house. August is our saving grace. By the time September, October, the cold comes in. Do you know that if you say you are in Canada and you say you are like hungry, you are starving, it's a lie. They have food bank. If you don't have food, you walk in and say, tomato, they will give you for free. They will give you for free. And they have only 4 months weather. The rest is snow in most times. September, October. Benny. September, October. But when you go to their like countryside, if you see the way these people are farming, they are exporting maize, they are exporting wheat, they are exporting soya beans in Canada, a country of 30 million people. Fine, they have the land. They are the second biggest country in the whole world in terms of land mass. But the population is just about 35 million. They can overfeed themselves and feed other nations. Nigeria has good weather, 12 months in a year.
12 months.
And tomato
65 days
for
a
price.
year.
We are complaining of ata one, tomato one, but don't want a lunch baba. At this era that people are talking of nuclear energy. Where in China, I was watching one TikTok video. They did an underground tunnel train to deliver elementary school students in their own house. From the train, the elevator will bring the child to their living room.
Have you seen their crazy roads, network, and all of that, Baba?
Straight past
even the Americans are like, oh, more. China has surpassed America when it comes to infrastructure. They are jealous.
America is
jealous. Like, oh, more waiting they go on. Yeah.
They are scared of China.
China loves to imitate, to imitate others. Now they are like they are building things that a lot of people probably will be like, is this real? Are you sure this video is real about China now?
And we are the same. We are hungry. We are complaining about tomato and nata. If it's about our southern governors, no, serious, Baba. You are the chief security of your state. Fulani Damalu, one state, yeah. And one farmer to sorrow. Fulani Shawala Dapa. One arrest Fulani Lane, one release Molola. What kind of nonsense is that?
And you are now telling the state that they need peace. Like, what the hell?
In this, you're talking about food. Baba, in the state of Texas, Tebani Ranch or any farm, pay about one compound, you have the right to shoot at the person.
Now to trespass.
It's called intrusion or trespass. The encroachment.
The intrusion is tougher than the trespassing. Trespassing is to say, oh, I didn't know. Abi?
Benny.
Intrusion. When they charge you, if he says no, it's an intrusion. That means oh, bamini. Now, when you go quite explain to say, no, I didn't come and meet you, sir. Trespass. Oh, my shoot, any Texas.
Baba, mo video ko hunting video ni baba yen lo degbe o lo pa etu. He shot the deer, but the deer crossed over from his land to another person's land before he died. He wanted to go and collect the deer. Baba o se won $8,000. No fine.
Okay, mo.
Ori okwara lo ti pa deer yen o lo ti shoot deer yen o, but ki deer yen to ku over another person's compound. He jumped the fence and kicked it. The person called on him. He called all these forest guards on him. They arrested him. They took his gun. They banned him from hunting. They charged him $8,000 for trespassing on another person's land. So when you are
somebody will lead hundreds of cows to your farm, newly cultivated farm, and just destroy everything, and somebody will be telling you about peace.
Rape your daughter and get away with it. The cows are being reared for human consumption. Human beings are not being born to be killed because of cows. For cow survival, imagine now, cow business is not a tradition. No. It's a business. Yes. The Fulani are saying it's not only in Nigeria that they eat cow meat now. No. Other countries. Why open grazing? It's a business.
Because we want chop cow now, they call them bros. Now today they are telling us that we have the same right as cows, and we have to respect them. Really?
The cows are more Nigerian than we the citizens. That's the meaning.
Thank you so much.
I don't understand.
Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let me take one more, and we can call it, such an interesting video. Thank you so much. My people are kind of like I've seen all of you. Firsty, thank you so much for that coffee. Oshibaba. So I also got one there from you, Babs. Thank you. People they buy me coffee now, but I want to say big thanks to every one of you. So almost some they buy me 5 cups and then 4 cups, 3 cups, and all that. That's really generous of all of you. Same thing with my man, Yobito too. Thank you. So I have another one for Soldier. Lord Soldier, I see your hand. Thank you. So everybody buying me coffee, I say thank you to you and to my super chatter too. Thank you. That's the most I can say. Abi? I mean, so let's take one more call. I hope probably this does it for us, okay? So I'm going to take 2 more. So this is the first one. Hello there.
Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
God continue to bless you.
Amen. Wow.
Thank you for your not relenting.
Thank you for always coming back too. Because you know when people tell me,
you see that country called Nigeria. It cannot get better. I don't know what we can do. Just like some people say, that everybody just perish at one point. I don't know. I told you, I think I spoke with you about 4 weeks ago that I'm going to Nigeria.
Hey, is that you back?
I'm back. I just came back last week on Thursday. It was a stressful country. The stress is too much.
You want to share? Tell us about it.
Well, I shuttle between.
Generally.
Well, when right from when you get to the airport, you feel the brunt. As soon as you get to the airport, they can kill someone just to snatch your bag.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Maiyegun.
I thought they've kicked them out now.
No. Now they are inside the airport. Gone.
Like the arrival, inside the
arrival. Inside the arrival. If you are not careful, after you get out from that where they check your bag, someone else can grab your bag and get away with it. When they say, "Oh, let me help you push your bag to the car park."
Why do you need to help me? I don't need your help. Come on.
To the point that you have to, when you get down there, you have to wear another attitude entirely.
Like, oh, you just
okay, I won't lie to you, Maiyegun. I have a encounter with 8 different policemen in different places. As you almost get into a raw fight.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Please don't do that. That's one thing I kind of.
No. The position is too much. Maiyegun, the position is too much.
React.
Even at some point, I did not even realize I was reacting.
Please don't.
People now looking at me like a be outcast. Yeah. People normal. People normal now. But when did abnormality become normal?
No. Normalize all
the
abnormalities.
The food itself, people are hungry, Maiyegun. I won't lie to you. People are hungry. I went to a place in Ikeja, the restaurant Timotilo Jeunve. Do you know there are some certain guys that one do them to Jeun. What they're doing there?
Wow.
What they're doing there? So they would you para by want to go in Jega. You to go in Jamia, or petty Tony, that's the kind of that is what is going on.
Now.
Yeah, it's so terrible. I could not even know how to explain. As a matter of fact, I have to change. I was supposed to get back in 2 weeks' time. I have to change my ticket.
So stressful, you said.
It was, but when I tell you, when you think you want to go there to relax, it's a lie. It's a lie. You are just going down there to look for trouble. And I told you the reason why I went down there. I have a farmland in Oyo State, Maiyegun. I was whooping when I get to that place. Just about what you guys are talking about now about Fulani taking their what is it called? Their cattle into people's farm. I have a 10 acres of land, Timothy farm, Kini. Maiyegun, I could not realize 1 naira out of that proceed of 20 million naira.
So you are a direct victim of all this
farm no, not a joke. Not a joke. As I'm talking to you now, I'm sick. I'm sick.
See, sir, you live in America. You live fine. You, what do you call it? You could choose not to bother about Nigeria, whatever it is, but still
no, not anymore. No, not anymore. I will not go into that.
You came up with an idea that could actually have helped in food production. Now here you are.
No, I employ nothing less than 15 people on that family that I pay salary to. All those efforts just went down the drain.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
So those workers now, they won't have no choice than to go back home because I cannot continue.
Have to go back home.
Me realize it, so everybody has to go. As a matter of fact, I already put the land for sale. It's about 300 meter.
Wow.
I will not do it anymore. So sometimes at that point, I have to sit down and realize, why are we putting our money into that country that we are not getting anything back in return? No security.
Pouring your money inside fire.
It doesn't make any sense.
Risk,
everything. The stress is too much. The stress of that country. And there's something I observed. I went to just for me to see what is going on in the market too. Do you know that pack of that fish? That one it now costs about 32,000. It now costs 32,000 naira now, and you need to see at the rate of which people buy it. Sherry, you should tell it on gay, bread it on gay, in I saw that with my naked eyes,
Something that we used to see 30 years, 25 years, 40 years ago, that we should not be seeing again, is what some people are now saying that it's not new.
Just like I said, when I went to when my maid went to the store, Monija can tell her, let me go with you so I can see what is going on in that environment. I bought a bag of gari. Do you know from that gari, Maiyegun? All of the gari gidi, one surround the bag here. One to my shuku gari, I put on where gari gidi in gari. One of the gari gidi surround the gari akoye. Our koso dos. See any gari. But let's go back to this place. Why will you buy such a thing for woman to consume? That country is unredeemable. We cannot. Nothing can redeem that country because everybody, it's just so ridiculous.
Thank you so much.
There's nothing we can do.
I'm glad you are back.
Thank you for your thank you for your effort again. We will not relent.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Michael.
God bless you too. You take it easy, okay? And then, I'm so sorry for that experience, though. I am so sorry, okay? But we all learn one way or the other, and at the same time, we arrive at a conclusion at the same time, too, Baba. So thank you so much, okay? And you have a good one. Now, I am thinking of taking one more call just before we go. Okay, I think we should. I still have like 6 minutes. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, my Baba. How are you doing?
I'm well. Oh, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How is everything?
Surviving, Thanks for asking.
Okay. Okay, nice. My Baba, please, I have a question, please.
Go ahead.
My question is, please, what is the way to remedy Nigeria, please?
If I tell you, would you believe me? Are you there?
Just go ahead, please. Yes, I am.
Okay. Because my own way, the only way to remedy Nigeria is for people to at first agree, conclude that we need to destroy that system that created these guys. Now, if we can have that unanimously, that's great. But if we can't have it that way, my second option is that make all of us come together and discuss if we still want to be part of this contraption or not. Another option.
Okay.
The third one is like, well, we would have to kill ourselves, and the leftovers will have to go their separate ways. These are my own simple ones, but I mean, I ask, if I tell you, would you believe me? Because this is what I carry in my heart. That stage 1, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And if none of that work, then maybe I will just have to listen to other people's opinion too. Baba, go on.
Yeah, because the question is, Nigeria is blessed with abundant foodstuff, but why is there hunger in the land?
The guys in charge of Nigeria, they are all intentional, sir. Everything happening in Nigeria is not by accident. It is all intentional. Nigeria is what they want Nigeria to be. So it's now left for Nigerians who are in Nigeria to decide if that is what they want to accept. So far, so good. It's been accepted. But if the majority rise and says we don't want it anymore, right? Then maybe it will be different. It will be.
Well, because most times I cry because I'm a Nigerian. When I see and watch the things going on in Nigeria, it makes me weep. It makes me weep. I keep asking myself
today I don't cry. You know?
I keep asking myself that did God do anything wrong to make me a Nigerian?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, in fact, all of us being born and then we are Nigerians by design and all of that could actually be for a purpose. Me, I want to take it as a purpose for us to actually correct what he didn't create. God didn't create Nigeria. Now, if we don't want it, right, or we don't want the way it is now left for us. Maybe you and I have a role to play. That's why we are there. You get what I mean? But a lot of us haven't really discovered what role. So I don't want to be like, God, why do you create me in this Nigeria? I don't want to be like, I want to be like, okay, I found myself here. There must be a purpose why I'm here. I need to discover it. To live and die like a slave, or stand up and fight as a freeborn. There must be a purpose why we all landed in that place, though. Sure, you get. Among other, see, apart from other things we felt that makes us feel like we don't deserve this, right? I want us to kind of feel at the same time and be like, you know what? Maybe there is a purpose why I'm born Igbo man. There must be a reason why I'm born a Yoruba man. You as an Igala woman or a Hausa man. Yeah, we all find ourselves in this contraption, right? If we had a choice, we won't be there. Do you know that? If you and I had a choice, we won't choose Nigeria, Abi. But because 100%. We didn't have that choice, how about we begin to say, there must be a reason why I am born a Yoruba man. Maybe to be part of those who are going to liberate millions of people who are trapped in this place. You get what I mean? Maybe we should be seeing it that way too. If you ask me. Yeah?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bless you, sir. Thank you.
I hope you know the person calling.
Not yet. Remind me.
Emeka Benga, your third time.
I remember you now. That one I was like Emekus, and I think you were like, no, just Emeka. Anyway, Baba, thank you so much for this. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You have a good
Bye.
day. Yes, sir. Now my time is so up, so I'm going to say, let's call it a day, and I will see you in the evening. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, my coffee buyers. Let me see if I have any other coffee that I got from there. Grant. So thank you to every one of you. I will see you later this evening, God willing. Okay. If you joined us midway into this charts, maybe you should rewind it and watch it from the start. It's all about this young African leader, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. You need to go read more about him. You need to go extensively too. The world will tell you that they are poor. Now they are no longer accepting that they are poor. They've discovered their wealth. They've discovered that this wealth has been sort of the source of the Western prosperity, Western world's prosperity. Now they want part of their own prosperity by themselves, for themselves too. And they deserve it. They do. And you living in a democracy or pseudo-democracy in any part of Africa should begin to kind of look at what is happening in these areas. Because in 10 years' time, they may be far better than this bogus fake democracy with no rights that they want you to defend with your life. Please don't. I'll see you later, okay? Thanks a lot, and you have a good afternoon.
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun diary politico.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.